Welcome to StaarCast, a show about tarot, divination, and all things mystical. StaarCast is a celebration of StaarCon, the Southeastern Tarot Artist and Readers Conference. I'm Amie Mauser, and here's your host, Christiana Gaudet.
Welcome, everyone, to the very first episode of StaarCast, post the very first ever StaarCon. StaarCon happened January 22nd through 24th. It was one for the history books. We're going to talk about it. And with me to talk about it is none other than Amie Mauser. Hi, Amie. How you doing?
Hi, Christiana. I am doing great. I am basking in the afterglow of a really wonderful, wonderful experience with StaarCon.
Yeah, it didn't suck.
It did not suck, which I don't know if that was surprising for most folks. I'm not sure, but everyone should know it. Not only did it not suck, but we're getting people really had a great time. And it was so cool how people talked about still being able to feel the community connection, even though we were online, which was something that we worked really hard to energetically, and with everything we were doing, we worked really hard to make sure to do everything we could to make that happen. And so hearing that feedback has been really, really wonderful in a lot of ways, that people were able to feel that connection.
100%. For those who were not able to attend, we were on a conferencing platform called Events, and they did a pretty good job. And of course, we had great presenters, amazing presenters, lots of great content, but also these lounges in which we could get together and talk. And just, it really did feel like a time away, even though we didn't have to get on airplanes or trains or buses or cars. It did feel like we were together in another space, sort of. Don't you think?
It 100% did, down to the point where my children started laughing at me because 2 days after StaarCon, I kind of landed and I started going, when we got home from StaarCon, it was so funny because it was like, we've been in the house the whole time, but we just got home.
So, of course, we do already have the dates for StaarCon 2022 set. It will be January 21st through 23rd. And we are planning a hybrid conference. Hopefully, COVID will allow this. We will be in person in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, and also online. So those who cannot travel will be able to be with us. Those who can will be with us in person. And, one of the great things, and we're still enjoying this right now, is for 30 days, all recorded classes can be viewed and reviewed.
Absolutely. It's amazing. And the lounges, right? The lounges that are still open. So people can still connect in there, in all the different lounges. And we just had a great time with you in your lounge. And there are still some lounge dates open. Benabelle's going to come and talk in this fireside chat that she really wanted to do. Mary Greer's really excited to come and interface with everybody, which is super cool. We did have a tech issue with Kim Danvert's deal. It dropped on her, and so she wasn't able to wrap up. So she'll be able to come in and talk about the things that everybody had lots of fun questions about the intersection of tarot and the Bible that she was talking about. They'll be able to ask those, and then I'll come and sit and talk about whatever people want to talk about. So it's we can keep on utilizing the platform for all this time, which just makes it, I think, even a more wonderful experience than some of the conferences that I've been to, tarot related or any other kind of, conferences that I've been to, where you really have that kind of and then we went home from summer camp and it was sad.
Right.
and it's made it be able to kind of stretch out in a way that's really wonderful.
So I know that you and your family were very busy throughout StaarCon, being moderators. You yourself presented. You were also entertainment for Saturday night. And I know you've been watching the classes since then. What class particularly stuck with you? Was there something that you saw? I mean, they were all great, but was there something that stuck with you?
So if we had to go, it's so, you ask a Gemini rising, which one is it? And you're not going to get one.
Right.
The most memorable was Marian Kirk's, which I'm sure we're going to talk about at a later time, because we had a very interesting tech issue during that. And so that one was very funny, and on the spot, and very, very interesting to work with. But she was able to come back, because in Scotland, the actual tower, she had an actual tower moment, because the tower actually froze. The internet tower actually froze in Scotland. And so it was very funny. And that story is one for the history books too. I loved your pre-conference. It was wonderful. I thought Rose Robinson did an amazing job talking about the Wheel of the Year. Gosh, I don't know if there's a single presentation. Kim Danbert's is really cool because of the whole cross-sectionality of tarot in the Bible and the way she looks at that. And I studied the Abrahamic roots of scripture and stuff for several years. So that one kind of was cool too. But there, Ryan loved John Hyatt's thing about runes. So there's a mind rune going on up in here, Mitchell Osborne was phenomenal. My son and V, I'm like jealous. I'm like, come on now, V. My son thinks you are so cool and is connected with you. And I like, do I get to hang out too? And she's like, of course, So it's just been really, Beverly Fravel's thing was really cool. It just, I don't think, and I honestly, you go into something like this, and especially moderating everything, you expect you're going to hit something somewhere where it just really isn't that great. Mm. And that just didn't really happen.
No,
it just didn't happen. Now, there were places where there were technical issues and things like that. And, God knows I'm glad I assigned Ryan to moderate Mickey Klein, because there was a tech thing going on there, and he just helped that. And he was the exact perfect person for that job. And Mickey Klein was still able to give a great presentation, So there were things, but every presenter was great.
Yes. Well, and that is one of the StaarCon missions, that we're going to offer a really high level of education. And we want to do it across a broad scope of topics, and also for a broad audience, whether you're brand new to this kind of stuff or whether you've been around for a long time. Now, one of the treats for me, I got to moderate Nancy Hendrickson's presentation on tarot, working with the ancestors with tarot.
Yeah.
And she laid out this thing about the families that we grow up in when we deal with family, like abusive families.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And okay, I know that every family will give their kids something to tell a therapist. I know that. Right. But she laid it out in a way that I'd never thought about. And it made so much sense, where like she talked about 3 different kinds of abusive families. Mm. One is egregious, where there's physical abuse or molestation or, neglect, that kind of horrible thing.
Right.
And then there's subtle abuse. And think about, in readings, the number of people that we read for who are survivors of subtle abuse. The gaslighting, the carrot and stick, the moving of the goalpost. And they don't even know it's abuse, but it is.
They think it's them a lot of the time. They think that there's some kind of character defect in them.
Right. And then there is the religious and prejudice stuff. That's the third kind of abuse. If you're raised in a household with very hierarchical religious stuff. I know you don't know anything about that. Both you and I come from a black or a lot of racial prejudice or superstition or things of that nature, that is also a kind of abuse.
It is.
And I've never heard it laid out like that before. But since then, that has helped me, just in the week and a half since StaarCon, that has helped me help my clients.
And isn't that what it's really all about, is, empowering when we come together, it's like every profession does that, right? The continuing education units that I needed to do for nursing, or the teachers have to do, or whatever. It's like, it's so cool that, a friend of mine came who is really new in the community and really felt very isolated and alone, and is like opening her eyes in those ways. And then there's those of us who, it's like, this is a continuing education unit and we have more to bring to our clients, and there's more to bring, to our own study. And by the way, speaking about bringing a lot, what about Benebell Wen and Mary Greer?
Yes. Yes.
Benebell Wen, I mean, this is a human being who is an absolute genius, and researches things and lays stuff out in such an amazing way. And Mary's deal with the Hanged Man was just amazing. It's amazing to get to sit with teachers like that too.
Oh, well, 100%. And I've told this story before. I remember when I was buying my first tarot book and my first tarot deck back in the 1980s in the New Age shop in New Haven, Connecticut. And I pulled a book off the shelf. It was a Mary K. Greer book. And there's a little picture on the back of Mary, very much younger than she is now, of course.
Right.
I just looked at that and I thought, wow, she has made a career of this thing that I am just stepping into. But if she could do it, maybe I could do it too.
Yeah.
And all these years later, I did do it. And she was willing to be present at our conference. And that is just one of the things that is so great about this community, is we have these people that we revere, that we learned from, and they're willing to talk to us and to teach us.
And both of them are eager for the lounges in the after deal to connect as well. Yeah. So it's like, it really works in such a magical way across the board to inform and connect, and I think bring a validity, to what we do. Because I think some of us have grown up in situations where, or had things go on where we're like, people just think that we're kind of wacky or crazy or whatever.
No,
and
really?
It's like, well, I mean, and maybe so, but whatever. But it's nice to get together with a bunch of people who are just as crazy as me. That's what, are as in tune with more than just the five senses. You could just kind of feel the vibration of that, which is awesome.
So I want to talk about you for a minute. You, your husband, Ryan, your son, Isaac, were the Mauser Family Mod Squad. Your whole entire family, I call the Mauser Family Band, and you contributed from some music for our entertainment. You did a lot of different things for StaarCon, and we never really introduced people to like who you are and what you actually do. You were a vendor in the expo. You were a sponsor. You're kind of all over the place here doing things. And the feedback we've gotten is kind of fun, right? So we had one person thinking that you and Ryan are event planners. Is that so?
Yes, we did. We had someone who did not understand that we're business development consultants, but that we are event planners, and was very confused about that. And while we have produced I don't even know how many concerts we have produced together, honestly, from when we taught voice in a brick and mortar building.
So you have produced events, but you are not professional event planners.
That is correct.
If we're getting married, my daughter's getting married in a year, we should not come to you to plan the wedding. Is that right?
Well, it depends. It depends. Do you want to create an event that is meaningful deeply and that ties all of these things together? And do you want, music, or do you want clergy for that? Or do you want,
you could do all of those things, couldn't you?
Yes. And if someone came and wanted, in fact, I'm actually, someone wants me to come out and do, and I can't, COVID's going to make it not possible. But yeah, there's this kind of piece of me that really loves, I'm an artist, right? And my medium many times is humans and helping humans interact in these ways that are really, really beautiful. And so no, I'm not the person that is going to come and coordinate your caterer and all of that stuff, but I am the person who can help you construct an incredibly meaningful experience.
Fair enough.
Using tarot or not in the process.
So there was someone who thought that you and Ryan actually worked for Excel Events, the platform on which we were producing the conference. Is that true?
That is true. Someone thought that. We were as new to Excel Events as everyone else. So we did use Excel Events, and we did work moderation on behalf of StaarCon, which, because I'm not sure if Excel Events even provides that, but it definitely doesn't in the way that we did it. Right. So we are in our bag of tricks. Both of us are certified online moderators and have moderated for just about every well-known big brand that is out there, and moderated some gaming industry things for young demographics. So we're professional moderators as well, though we don't do that as a day job right now. But someone thought that they were getting together for a business consult, and they thought that we were going to be like trying to do an upsell thing with Excel Events to have them do a conference. And it was like, no. We're doing biz dev for a different reason than that. That we are not Excel Events employees at all.
But that really says something about how quickly you came up to speed, because we chose Excel Events when it became really clear that we were not going to be able to meet in person. We chose Excel Events in like November for a January conference. So you came up to speed like that on that platform. So that really does speak very well to your technical skill and prowess. Now, I read a review of StaarCon, a glowing review of StaarCon.
Excellent.
Right. People, though, the person who wrote the review thought that you were the producers of StaarCon. And that was like the closest hit. You're not the producers of StaarCon, but you are the producers of this podcast.
That is correct.
So you do something here.
Yes, those are two very different things, though. The producers of StaarCon as a whole are who, Christiana?
That would be me, Christiana Gaudet, along with my husband and business partner, John Gaudet. We are the owners and producers of StaarCon.
Absolutely. And we come alongside really more than anything for the love of the game and for the, I've got this kind of grandiose mission to amplify love in the world. And there's a whole big backstory to that with a near-death experience and all kinds of cool things for another day. But that really is, we could see your vision. And this is what we do with everyone, from voice students to business clients to reading, tarot readings to life coaching to all of that. It basically is, we are here to come alongside. We've kind of referred to me as a midwife of dreams, because something in me, and it's probably the Empress birth card, right? It's like, but if other people's dreams are coming true, then I'm doing something right. And something inside of me, I think it's like something my soul needs to feel complete. And so it made absolute sense after the years that we have been friends, and that you have helped me, and that I wouldn't even be anywhere near where I'm at if it weren't for the years of reading, mentoring, coaching, and being my friend. It made absolute sense that I could see your vision and, go, Ryan, look at this. And Ryan's like, oh my God, we're on this. Like, why don't I cards. Like, here we go, and then our kids get involved, like, because we homeschool. So Isaac's like, yeah, I'll learn video production and I'll do all the video production. So we have an in-house team and all of those presenter assets. We created all of those. Like, Chiro gave us this great video and the fairy and this great kind of color echelon. And then Ryan designed all of the different assets for every presenter, and then put the templates over into a thing. And we handed that to E, who is our gender fluid teen. And E is like a lightning bolt. It's like the rapidness with which this person can put these things together. And then we just come in and kind of fine tune them. And of course, Lily is in the middle of everything being 6 and fabulous and very excited about fairy parties. So it's been really a family affair.
Well, and Lily was actually the MC of our Saturday night entertainment, and she did a fabulous job. Oh my goodness. And I understand this week she just lost her first tooth.
She did. It was so funny. She got the wiggly tooth, like, it was really super wiggly. I don't know how we missed this. Like, all of a sudden we have like a wiggly tooth, and anybody who has parented a wiggly tooth knows that will go on for some time. Mm-hmm. No, that went on for like 4 days, like, let me wiggle. And then we were in your lounge and she comes up here like right before. So I think I'm not on camera, and I'm like, oh my God, honey, look at this. And she's look at my tooth and the whole thing. And then I look at the screen and realize that everyone is watching me do this like weird interaction
in real time, like real parenting in real time.
Totally. At least my mic was muted, right?
That's so great. That's so great. So since you are, in fact, the producer of this podcast, let's talk about what comes next for StaarCast. Of course, we started last year promoting StaarCon. StaarCon, the first StaarCon has now happened. We're kind of now in our postseason Friday morning quarterback episodes where we're going to speak with a few presenters and talk about what we liked about StaarCon. Then we're going on hiatus for a month. Then what's going to happen?
Then we're going to come back in April and we're going to do 2 StaarCasts per month because there's another exciting project that's launching over here in the podcast arena. So there more on that after now, but we'll do 2 episodes, and I think it's like also continuing to do that deal where it's about talking about a presenter and what they're going to present, for sure, about what the content's going to be in the next StaarCon. But it gives us also a lot of time to come and do some podcasts that are just about really cool topics that people want to talk about or learn about, right? And we're continuing also with this community idea. So we're taking that Excel event situation that gives us the 30 days, but we're not going to stop there because the community piece is super duper important, especially right now when, I don't know about you, but my client, we're getting like fatigued from all of the things that are going on worldwide, right?
Sure.
And so providing the Facebook page, which has been StaarCon 2021. So we'll change that.
The Facebook page is just StaarCon. And that's you and I do lives, 3 lives a week.
We do. And my live is on Sunday nights, and I'm putting it at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And so I come on and I draw a tarot card and I do a meditation based on that tarot card every Sunday night for my stargazers, which I love that. And then the pieces that you do on the Facebook page are?
So on Tuesday, I do Starlight Tuesday tips, where I do some tip about tarot reading and maybe some readings with that. And then on Wednesday, I do Star Bright Wednesday Wonders. That's the time when I wonder what you're wondering, and I'll do some readings for that.
I love that. It's so cool. So there's these free ways to connect with us there. Mm-hmm. And then there's a group that you can also join, which will be changed today from StaarCon 2021 to StaarCon Community.
Yeah.
Which I think you had that idea and it's great.
Yeah.
And there's a fantastic place where we'll make sure that we're dropping all of the episodes of everything. We're sharing everything over to that. And that can continue because our desire is to continue the connection and the community so that it isn't just a once a year few days we spend together, but so that what we're really creating is an ongoing connection for everyone really around the world, in addition to everything that you do on your own Facebook and YouTube and all the things that you are doing, which is an amazing amount of things. You're like a content machine. And people love it. And the things that we do on our side, we're also, and lots of people are doing a lot of that. And I just, to everyone who's out there creating and doing and offering freebies and creating community, keep on doing that because the world needs it so much. And if you need community and you want that connection, we're here to provide that for you on an ongoing basis.
Beautiful. Absolutely. So if people want to get in touch with you, Amie, for a reading, for business development, for any of that, how can they do that?
Yeah, so it's really easy. AmieMauser.com is my website. And the little kind of funny caveat there is that Amie is AMIE. So it's AMIEMOUSER.com. I'm also on Facebook. My personal page has my middle initial in it, M, and my business page is just Amie Mauser. So you can go to the website. There's a booking system on there, and and we'll get some video up. If you're still hearing this, and you can go into the Excelevance Expo Center, there's a promotional video that we made. But yeah, I do everything from straight tarot reading, just your regular tarot reading kind of thing, to mediumship, to life coaching, where I actually walk for a whole season with people who are either really working with kind of this tough stuff of life, which I am not afraid of. And I want there to be places where people can talk about that stuff and heal. And people who are like, I really want to launch something exciting. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to move my life forward. And so what life coaching helps in that, I'm certified life coach. And then the biz dev comes from Ryan and I having an amazing experience working in the Fortune 500, 1,100 arena while he was a chief of staff out in Portland, Oregon, with a tech company that's phenomenal, and offers education and coding. So if you want to know anything about that, hit us up. But or you can email me at oracle@amiemauser.com, or call me or text me at 910-546-7768. I'm pretty easy to find, and I'm just here to connect.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So anything else you want to say before we say goodbye? Anything else you want to say about yourself, about StaarCon, about the world, about anything?
I just, more than anything, I want to thank you and John for saying yes to something this big, and to not to being stalwart enough to let a pandemic. I almost said a panic. A panicdemic. You didn't let that stop you. You didn't let civil unrest stop you. You didn't let anything stop. You said yes to this before we knew any of this would even be occurring back in 2019, right? Mm-hmm. And, 2018.
We started planning in 2018.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And it takes a lot to plan this. And so you and John are powerhouses and are some of the people that I have enjoyed working with more than any other people that I've enjoyed working with. And so I really feel like kudos and much love and deep gratitude to the two of you for saying yes to something and continuing to say yes to something and continuing to say yes to it next year, even in uncertain circumstances. Because I think I speak for a lot of us when I say thank you.
Well, thank you so much for that. And thank you to you and Ryan and the whole family for getting on board. We run on volunteer power. That's how we're doing this right now. We have our whole constellation of volunteers. of which, it is fair to say the Mauser family so far has been the hardest working. And even once people saw how much it took to get this done, I've got people reaching out saying, what can I do to help you for next year? So I want to say thank you to you, first of all, for what you have done, Amie, and your family, but also for making it look like fun enough that other people want to do it too.
It's been great fun.
And also, to everyone who bought a ticket, to everyone who sponsored us. We have some great sponsors: Llewellyn, Soultopia, Red Wheel, Red Feather. That's what it is. Red Feather, Body, Mind, Spirit, Tarot Palace. We had some amazing sponsors, amazing vendors, exhibitors in our expo. Just so many people getting up behind this project, and they're right on board. Seven Stones, the Cartomancer, has already said not only are they vending next year, but they're going to sponsor next year.
That's delightful.
So, it's amazing, the support from the community, but especially the people who chose to attend.
Yeah.
In these difficult times, people who put their money, their time, their energy into saying yes to this conference, and people who are already making their plans to attend for next year. And let's not forget all the presenters. What did we have altogether? 34 presenters.
I think that's right. I think that's true.
That's a lot of people giving up, again, time, energy, knowledge to be with us, to share their precious knowledge with us. That says everything about who we are as a community. So we are so grateful. And honestly, StaarCon 2021, just the beginning.
Yep. That's what I keep saying. It's just the beginning. Oh my gosh. And Ciro Marchetti.
Oh, yes.
What an amazing privilege. And I'm so glad that he needled you. So Ciro, if you're listening to this, good job pushing. And thank you very much for being so gracious as to make videos with fairies and skylines that are beautiful color echelons, and allowing us to play with those pieces of video and those color echelons to create even more beautiful things. Thank you for allowing us into your art, because I know that's a very, very big deal as well.
Absolutely. It just so many people came together to make this what it is and what it will be. And for today, Amie Mauser, thank you so much for being my guest here on StaarCast.
Absolutely.
We'll catch up with you again. And thank you for everything you and Ryan and Isaac and the whole family have done behind the scenes to make this all happen.
It has been our pleasure, and we'll just keep on keeping on.
Thanks for joining us for StaarCast. For more information about our annual conference, visit us online at StaarCon.com. That's StaarCon.com. We are looking forward to seeing you in January.